In this video I try to make my CityRover better, and I have also some random boxes of CityRover stuff that I have purchased and can't remember what's in there, so this is going to be fun. Before I allow myself to play, stage one is replace the thermostat because this engine is running too cool is what it's running. And I think the thermostat is down here under the air box. I'm going to have to get all this assembly out of the way. I'm trying to work out the origins of this engine as well. It's 1405cc, yeah, some people on the Indian website seem to claim it's a development of an old Peugeot diesel engine, but the thermostat is shared with Peugeot and Citroën engines, the TU range of engines, which makes me think it might be like an Indian built version of that engine, which is not what I thought when I bought the car. So yeah, we shall dig in and see what we find and hope the weather holds. Right, I'm going to guess the thermostat lives in here. That would seem sensible. Seems about the right sort of a size. One presumes it goes thusly. I've got a new rubber seal for it. What do you reckon, 10mm? I've now seen a 10mm somewhere. Oh yeah, 10s it is. I had a hose clip, just gets in the way there. And yeah, how are you meant to get on that one? Socket for that one then. Joy. Oh well, that's amazing. You cannot get on this nut. This thing, whatever this is, gets in the way. Some sort of mounting bracket for something else. This is going to be one of those jobs where you end up having to take half the car apart just to access a bolt. I will concede that's very, very French. Yeah, which certainly does have me questioning the origins of this engine. I mean, it doesn't look like a TU engine, but you know, all you've got to do is change a cam cover and things look different, don't they? Put the oil cap in before I forget. That could get expensive. Oh. So you can't get a socket on because there's no straight access there, and you can't get a spanner on because there's just no room to swing it. Can't fit a ratchet spanner in because it's too tight against this bracket here. This is appalling. I managed to free that plate off enough to get a socket in and remove that. I've also had to disconnect the fuel rail, which I didn't know was the fuel rail, so that was exciting. And now we're finally starting to get somewhere, I think. Coolant is starting to drip. I've got a catch can beneath, although trying to catch coolant is a bit like trying to herd cats, but because I have a cat, I'm very nervous about coolant. Oh, that looks disgusting. Lovely orange coolant. Yeah, keeping a good watch out for George. I don't want George anywhere near this. Coolant and cats is a very bad combination. Wow, amazingly some of it is going into the catch can. It's surely a miracle. Oh, I see, now the hose clip is getting in the way of the nut coming off. Good times, just one of those jobs. Hold that. Yeah, that noise in the background will be a steam train. So yeah, I'm working here in paradise, here comes the train. All very nice. Right, speaking of the train, the Hub Nut Social in Devil's Bridge will involve this train on the 12th of October. If you're coming up to Aberystwyth for that, there is a 10% discount if you order your tickets on the 12th. It's only applicable for the 10:30 departure from Aberystwyth and the 12:30 departure from Devil's Bridge, but yeah, if you quote Hubnut you will get a 10% discount on your ticket price, and yeah, I thoroughly recommend it because it's such an enjoyable journey. So yeah, the plan is I will come down hopefully in the Invercar down to Aberystwyth to meet people catching the train. Oh, yucky. And and then I'll drive up to Devil's Bridge, and I'm hoping to have as many fleet members as possible together at Devil's Bridge, so you can come and say hello and see the cars and see me. Maybe have a bite to eat at Two Hoots. That's the cafe at Devil's Bridge. Oh dear, that is revolting. And yeah, we will have a nice day. And then on the Sunday, I will be at the Internal Fire Museum. I haven't decided which vehicle I'll be driving in yet, but yeah, I will be there, and we can have all of the fun times. So if you would like to come, please do email me, ian@hubnut.org, so I know what's going on. Oh, the good news is there is a thermostat, and yeah, that'd be grand. Oh, it even gets in the way of getting the thermostat housing off. What a pain in the backside. Don't even know what that little plate does, but there we go, we got the housing off. Plastic, always terrible. And oh, that's quite at home there, isn't it? There we go. Yep, down it goes. There goes the thermostat, and we have our clean access. So yeah, Hubnut Social, I should probably do a separate video on it, but here I am telling you about it while I work on this car, which will hopefully be there. This car has an MOT on Monday. Fingers crossed. So yeah, I think I might have to give this thing a blast out, which is a shame because I think my hose reel has just packed up. It's just going to be one of those days. Got it all buttoned up and running. We've still got the induction pipe work off at the moment, but that's fine. That's sitting at the maximum, that's good. So it should actually warm up now. By the way, with no air filter assembly, we get throaty induction roar. I will fit it all back on though. It doesn't appear to have a mass airflow meter. There is a little breather pipe which I've just blocked up for the moment while we conduct some testing. That pipe's nice and cold at the moment, but behind it, nice and hot. See if we've got any life in here yet. Oh no, but I can already feel some warmth coming through, I think. It's off the stop. Getting toasty in here. I've got the old infrared out. So we're now over 60 degrees on the block. The bottom pipe is still ambient. That's exactly as it should be. We'll just wait for the thermostat to open, and we'll see what happens. But yeah, it's actually getting up to temperature for the first time. Right, now we can see that the lock is that hot, and now the thermostat has started to open. So that pipe is starting to warm up, which means we should be getting near the middle of the gauge. Really? Let's have a look. And indeed we are. Happy days. Right, I've just started removing the HID kit, and unfortunately I have to clip this side that holds the headlamp in. It's slightly broken, so I might have to deploy some bodgery to get rid of all this nasty stuff. I've disconnected the fuse because I can't actually disconnect the wire from the battery while it's running. Bit annoying, but we'll get there. And just to confirm, we've just been belting along at a merry old lick, and the temperature gauge has stayed pretty much where it should be, so we can consider that job good. I haven't heard the fans cut in yet. Maybe we'll test that when we get back, but we better pick some fuel up first, I think. And now the stupid HID kit has been removed, the headlamps seem to work properly. So there's main, there's dip, and there's a flash. Good times. So we've got headlamps that behave. We've now got the cooling fan cutting in. It'll be interesting to see if that cuts back out again. Yes! Oh, good times. Brilliant. In that case, I will turn off the lights, I will turn off the engine, I will close the door, and I will say stage 1 of CityRover improving is over. Now, it may seem to make no sense to do so much work on a car which is due for its MOT on Monday, but it has to happen. The chances of it passing the emission side of the MOT test with an engine that's running far too cool, not good. So at least now it's running up to temperature. I know the fan works, so I've proved it shouldn't overheat during the test because it will be left running. That's what they usually do to make sure the oil temperature is there before they do the emissions test. And yeah, headlamps needed doing because yeah, they were awful and wired the wrong way round. So yeah, HID kits, don't fit them, people. They're bad news. But there we go. We've got a CityRover that now runs at the correct temperature, now has decent coolant rather than rusty water, and which has sensible headlamps. This is all the good times. So wish me luck for the MOT, and yeah, stay tuned for further adventures of a CityRover. You may be wondering why I've bought it, but to be honest, I don't care. I bought it because I wanted to see what they're like, and I will concede that in terms of ride and handling, it can't match either of this pair, to be honest. The 2CV and the BMW 7 Series, I'm borrowing that car at the moment. Yeah, better. The steering it's too direct. I don't know why Rover engineers mucked about with it. Too direct, too light, and the ride is not all that good either. I think the handling is probably okay, steering aside. But anyway, there we go. That is life with a CityRover. The adventure will continue, hopefully with an MOT pass. Fingers crossed. Anyway, I shall say thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe before you go. I'll see you in a future video. Farewell. So, are £2.75 wiper blades a good idea? No, I don't think they were a good idea. Oh well, not ruling out making some better ones myself. That is pretty poor. Oh well. At least if it rains today, I haven't got to fret too much about actually being able to see. Look at that gorgeous Volvo, local plates. Oh, tasty times.